Hello. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast episode. I still have 196 on here. Is this the new theme now? Is this the new theme? I don't remember the
I think so.
number.
I think it's official now.
It's
Comes with
official.
old age.
210. Holy smokes. Obviously, we got Gabe. Oh, he's going back Gabriel tonight. We're fancy. We're fancy folk.
Hey.
I said Gabe, and then I literally looked at your thing and it said, wait, he's got his full spelling. And Larry, of course, and I'm Jason. Thank you guys so much. Go to gigeconomyshow.com to sign up for our newsletter that I don't send out. And you can get the podcast there and all that other stuff. Thank you to our Patreon members for supporting the show. That would be Samson, Steve, Bud, Omar, Delivery Cats, Jamie, Frank, Tom, Jim. If you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/the Podcast. There you can sign up for the $5 tier, which gets you a pre-show ramble, or the $10 tier, which gets you an extra podcast a month, t-shirt, and ad-free episodes, because we do have ads on the show. And then we have this amazing group, the Telegram group. And I would love for you to join. And Larry's going to tell you what it's all about. Sorry, the dark mode is I'm liking it, but it's
Throwing you off, isn't it?
It's throwing me off a little bit. It's throwing me off. Anyways, tell us about it.
All right, yeah, our Telegram group. That's just the way we communicate. We have a group that's filled with people in the gig economy from all over the country and actually all over the world. We get in there and we talk gig work. We vent to each other. We talk about all the money we're making. Talk about how we're getting screwed by all the gig apps. And yeah, it's a good way to feel like you're not so alone out there, even though you're an independent contractor doing gig work. But so get in there and talk. And I just want to shout out to our friend Janet, who is all the way in New Zealand. So see, we do have people all the world
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So come join the Telegram group.
I miss Janet.
I miss Janet too. I was so I wish she could be at the picnic again this year.
Yeah, that would be amazing. But that's kind of an expensive, like, I'm just going to pop over.
Exactly.
I don't even know. Want to know how much that costs for sure. It's too much. That's for sure. Stories from the road. Of course, Gabe didn't fill it in because he's a slacker. He calls me a slacker, but he didn't fill his stories from the road. I have none. I am back to schoolwork, busting kids around. And I haven't really done any work since 2 weeks ago. So Larry, Gabe.
Yeah, I got one on there. So I had I think it was Thursday night. Picked up it's like two ladies and their two daughters. The daughters were like 8-9 years old. So I dropped off the first mom and her daughter, and then the other one, she was like, "Oh man," she's like, "I'm ready to get home." I didn't mean to drink this much, you know. She said,
"Wait, what?"
She's like, "I didn't mean to." Yeah,
no. They were like drunk with their 8-9-year-old daughters.
Yeah, they were at the house. They were, just chilling out of the house.
All right.
Yeah, she was drunk, and she had a Yeti cup. So she had a Yeti cup. She's in the front.
That's okay down south, Jason.
Oh,
yes.
My bad.
It's very common. So anyway, she's talking about how it kind of slipped up on her. She wasn't planning on drinking quite as much as she had, and we're driving, and all of a sudden, I just got the corner of my eye. I see her like take the lid of her Yeti cup off, and I know what's happening. I know she's not feeling good, but the little kid is so funny. She's like, "Mom, what are you doing?" And her mom's like, I'm just taking a sip of my drink, honey. She's like, "Why are you not using your straw? What are you doing? What are you?" Her little kid's just giving her like questioning her, and then all of a sudden I hear she like slings in her cup. She's like, like goes up into her Yeti cup.
That's classy.
Puts the lid on. Throws up. I've got puke bags in the door there. She never gets one. She throws up like twice more in her Yeti cup. Like not much, but definitely. But I just thought it was so funny that the kid was calling her out. I was trying to not say much, but let her know that we did have puke bags. But the kid was like, "Mom, what are you doing? You're not using your straw. Why do you take your lid off? What's going on?"
Well, she figured out in a real hurry what she was doing.
Yeah.
I can the sound of it like splashing against the metal inside of the Yeti cup that's what's getting me a little.
Well, it might. I mean, it was like a stain. It was some kind of cup. I don't know if it was.
But either way, that's what it is. It's got that metal inside.
It actually wasn't. because yeah, the sound of it, yeah, it'll get to you. But luckily, she must not have thrown up very much because I never did really smell anything.
Well, yeah, she put the lid back on.
But
Hey, you know what though? She's creative, Jason. You do the same thing with your Gatorade bottle, just in a different form.
hey, I've had a lady throw up in her purse before as well.
Hey, no, but my pee in the Gatorade bottle isn't involuntarily. I know I'm doing it.
Yeah.
She did.
She knew as she was doing it what she
Yeah.
was doing.
She
Yeah,
didn't
so
plan
this was
on
a puker, and it wasn't a college kid. This lady was, every bit of 45, 50.
Oh,
Man.
that's like my first puker I had. They were probably in their 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Any
Hey,
stories?
traveler.
Any stories for you, Gabe?
I actually have a bottle one for you. It just happened. It wasn't on the road, but it was an Amazon delivery driver through a DSP. I went outside to get my camera to charge it. And I could see him like down the street walking real quick, running back and forth. And I'm like, oh man, he's trying to finish up. He gets to my neighbor and then he comes around the corner as I'm like taking it off. And he's like, bro, do you got an empty bottle? And I was like, no, why? And he was like, oh, okay, I just got to hurry. And I was like, okay. So he probably had to go. There's no toilets around here. So he probably was looking for an empty bottle to relieve himself, which I started chuckling and thought about you, Jason.
If I was a DSP though, they have those totes. I'd have just gone right in the tote, just pitched it. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, I don't know what happened to this one. I don't know if they make them like if they track them or something, but like I've been like, I'm just gonna pee in this tote.
Oh no. What if I had? I actually had a good one. Nothing too crazy. I've been doing a lot of deliveries, and I had one yesterday. And I dropped it off, and it was a leave at the door. But as I got there, he was taking stuff out to the recycling bin, and he helped me carry part of it up, just one of the cases, and I carried the other stuff up. And he was taking it in, and I got to there was one case left and 2 boxes, and his wife had picked up the one, and I was like, hey, can I take a picture real quick since you said leave it at the door? And her husband was chuckling. He goes, oh yeah, we can say we only got half of our order. And I said, you know what? You joke, but that is a true thing that does happen. I said, I personally have never had that happen, but I've known people that have. And I said, we get a nasty letter from, the company. And he was like, oh, and then he gave me like an extra $24.
Jeez.
Because I was like, sweet. Wow. What happens when you're honest with people?
Who's got an extra $24 just throw around that way?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
That's pretty dope, but yeah, you shouldn't joke around about that stuff. Like what do you do, Gabe, when you're delivering flex and you're going to take a picture and they
don't want one?
Well, I never say anything. I just give it to them and then I just go back. I'm sure this isn't right. I go back and I just type their name in and then I just sign it so I don't have to take a picture.
I'll take a picture as I'm handing it to them.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah. Or groceries. Like this one, they got a chuckle out of it. I think they upped my tip $10, but he was carrying the stuff in and I was like, damn, they were quick. There was 2 of them. And as he's setting it inside, he's bent over in the glass portion of the door. So a picture.
I mean,
but you see the customer, right? You see the doors open. Yeah. So tell me that I didn't leave this stuff. I'll be like, no, I left that shit. They started carrying it in. That's on them.
I think
I will.
Go ahead. I was going to say, I think it's more of a chance on food delivery that you're going to get, hey, you didn't deliver it than an Amazon package. You know what I mean? But
my one food delivery I had where they said they didn't get it. I had camera footage of me handing it to them.
Really?
Yep. On DoorDash, and I said, give me the time, and I said, well, I only did 2. Here are the 2 videos, and they took it off.
Well, yeah, so that's good that you had that.
No, I hit the thing, and then as soon as I'm handling it, I have my phone in the other hand, and I snap a picture. I'm not fucking around. I'll get my hands in it.
Yeah, if your ass is in it, I don't care. I'm gonna. And they'd be like, I didn't get it. I'm like, that's that dude's ass right there. That is.
I get creative now because a lot of them are leave at the door, but then they meet you or they say meet me and then they type in the notes, leave it at the door. So I open the chat, take a picture, send it.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's actually a good tip to do that.
Yeah, if they say meet me and then they switch it in the notes to leave it at my front door, I'm like, hey, I'm leaving the order at your front door. Boom, and I get their address in it.
Okay. Yeah, I always try to get the address in if I can, but sometimes it's can't do it.
It's not right there.
But
you have to get creative, and like it's all these years of doing this, over 8 years, like you have to play their game, right? Because that there are shady customers out there, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true. I never got burned on any of those, but I mean, I also don't do as many deliveries as a lot of people either. So
Yeah. Well, and I've heard people that will take pictures, open the chat, like with Costco orders or the bags, open them enough, and then snap each bag and send it in the chat so you can see all the items in it.
Oh wow.
So, unfortunately, we live in a world now where people try and cheat the system. And we also work for platforms who don't have their independent contractors back most of the time. So we kind of have to play that game.
Yeah, those companies are kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. Don't get me wrong, I'm not backing them up, but like what are they supposed to do? Like tell the customer to fuck off? You know what I mean? They're always going to side with the customer because those are the ones that are paying the bill.
Yeah.
Well, and it's so hard to prove.
Well, and there are shady drivers out there. Like I had an Uber Eats that popped up that was going 1.9 miles and it popped up for $45. And I was like, sweet, like this is easy. I just got to pick up food, drop it off. Like, 5-10 minutes of my time. I got there and they're like, you're the 5th driver that has come in. This order was picked up. And I was like, so the drivers took the order and then canceled it and took their food.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
You only can do that a couple of times before they're going to figure it out and shut you down. So,
yeah.
But all right, before we jump in, gig economy news, 616 Locksmith. This is the last week for Matt. We appreciate him supporting the show. So if you haven't needed to use it, I guess I'm glad. But if you do need to use it, 616-914-3487. You can unlock your home. You can unlock your car. He can make you new keys. He can program stuff, all that fun stuff. So check him out if you need it. Gabe, you know Matt though, right? You were in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, was he a driver before?
Yeah, he was. We hadn't connected yet. I don't know.
Maybe. Honestly, I think from doing a couple podcasts before, and then like there are times where I had somebody at the restaurant once that I ran who was like, Gabe, Gig King, hey. And I was like, like I didn't know it, but obviously using that, he knows me from gig work.
Yeah, I mean, he's really tall and lanky. I just thought maybe you might know him, but check him out if you need any key work done. And then, of course, Levi from Tip You in the App. Go check his stuff out on YouTube. Great guy, does great content. And he funny, speaking of Levi, somehow Traveler was with Levi, and he sent a picture. Levi did, because I have his phone number. We've texted. It was him and Traveler. I don't know how that. I think they're both. I think Traveler's from Syracuse, and that's where Levi's from too. So in that area, but it was kind of funny. I was like, "What the hell?" So check Tip You in the App out. So all right, gig economy in the news. There's some stuff, nothing like life changing as usual. But I thought that was interesting, this picture. And it's basically about the guy watching Grey's Anatomy, right? But take a look at that picture real close. Tell me the problem you see about this picture. Boys?
Besides his windshield being dirty as fuck.
Yeah, the windshield. What is going on there? Like, all the comments were about the windshield. They weren't about them watching TV. And the original poster's like, you comment, I just noticed how goddamn dirty it is. Do I report it or leave it be? I'd report it more for the damn windshield. Like, look at that. That's gross, dude. Like, we all have a dirty windshield here and there. You know when the sun hits it and you're like, okay, I need to wipe it down. But that's real dirty.
Like that's
Yeah.
not one spot. That's like the whole thing. And so you're
Yeah,
like,
I would have to say, he got to be a smoker, right?
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah. I
gotta be
think
what's
so.
the
That's what
problem.
it looks like.
just take
Yeah.
like a disinfectant cloth and
Hey, just do what I used to do. I take the squeegee when you're cleaning your windshield. I do the inside too.
Do you?
do you?
I don't anymore. I did for years, for probably 20
So,
years.
Larry,
you
I
really-
wonder about you now.
do you like really get the water off so it doesn't drip all over your
Yeah,
dash? And then
yeah.
just- Really? I never
yeah.
freaking thought about
Are
that.
you like those
Uh,
people that also go around and do the car too? I've seen
Oh,
people do that, and
no.
I'm like, the car, like what? Like okay,
No.
even
no.
the cheapest
See,
car wash is like
I don't wash the
$5.
cars until I started doing Uber and Lyft. I would never even wash my car because I worked at a car lot for a couple years. I washed so many cars in my life. I would have been happy to never wash one again. So no, I
Really?
didn't wash the car. But you get to that point because back then I was a smoker, and when she'll get dirty, just boom.
I forgot Larry smoked. That's crazy.
A
Yeah,
lot
he
of
used to
things.
drink and smoke. He was
I
a
couldn't
partier back then.
I couldn't see a
Dark
little.
past.
Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't see a little dart hanging out of your mouth there, just like
Got my dip in.
oh my god.
It's the pad to bring. It's so funny. I have a picture at work of me on a Harley that I'd rented and drove to New Jersey and back. Had my leather jacket on and all that. Dude in my office, so they don't know me very well yet. I've only been there a couple months. He's like, "Dude, were you like in a gang? Were you like in the Mongols or something?"
Because of a leather jacket?
And the
I had
Harley
the skull cap on.
Oh, okay.
No.
skull cap. What?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn.
Oh, man.
Oh, funny.
And then you settle down and you got remarried and you're like, okay, I gotta leave this past behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, got married to a teacher and she
Yeah.
Shake me up.
Right. All right, Leah, let's talk about driverless rides. Have you noticed, like in the last 6 months, we've been really talking about this more than
it's really starting to ramp up. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is this not the first time that Uber has actually offering driverless rides? I know other companies have done it, but I don't remember either of the rideshare companies offering.
Well, no, I think Uber did it for a little.
They were
bit.
testing.
I think there was malfunctions with
They
it,
were
though.
testing,
Yeah.
but I don't think it was. I don't think
like
it was a
for the
product.
general public.
Yeah, for the general public.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. So anyway, Uber and General Motors, who runs Cruise, autonomous cars, they partnered together. And Uber's going to start offering, driverless rides in some markets. It's something that they've talked about for a long time. Cruise is trying to bounce back. They had that incident back in October 2023 where this pedestrian in San Francisco got hit actually by another car, but then the driverless car hit them and dragged them for like 20 feet. It was a whole big hubbub. They shut them down out there. So they're kind of.
So they shut them. So this was in October. Then they're just quiet.
2023. Yeah.
Well, we're August 2024.
Yeah, less than a year ago.
It's been almost a year. Let's do it again.
Yeah, let's do it in another city. They don't know about this
with actual people.
Exactly. So yeah. Of course they, both the CEOs said, they really think that autonomous vehicles can be deployed safely at this time. They're on a mission to leverage driverless technology to create safer streets and redefine urban life. And as we've talked about many times before, I think it will get to the point where the technology is safer than human drivers, because human drivers are stupid. We see it all the time.
I'm just gonna throw this out there because it's technology, right?
Sure.
Look at right now with the healthcare system and hackers. Like, there's
we're gonna be hacking these things,
right? And that's what look at. There's I know because of Kristen, like there's a hospital that like their whole system was jacked. Like they could schedule stuff. They were doing paper stuff, but like what happens, right? We're giving people that hack systems another opportunity to hack something else. Like, I think I get the whole, as technology advances, we become more dependent on it. But like, what happens in those then? You have all these cars that get hacked and shit can happen.
It certainly can. I mean, they know that they're hackers. Foreign hackers have been in our power grid many times. Like talk about this ransomware that shut down hospitals, and I mean just the CrowdStrike problem that happened a few weeks ago. That wasn't even that was just a misconfiguration problem
That
that
was
they sent
that
out.
was user error.
That was
Yeah.
that was user error by somebody who I'm sure got fired.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, you want to be driving in a car at 60, 70 miles an hour on the interstate when all of a sudden somebody shuts it down or starts making it do crazy stuff, and I'm sure we'll see it happen.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. I can't recall the movie. It was on Netflix where, all the power starts shutting off, and then you have all those Teslas that are like crashing into each other on the highway, and I'm just like, I don't know, because they got hijacked, So
I really hope they do install something in those, though. If something goes awry, it just pulls the car over to the shoulder and shuts. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
hope like when something's like they can trigger not a hacker per se, but something that's like it's fucked up. Basically, that's
yeah. I mean, it's just like they program in the drones where if they're running out of battery, they'll auto land.
Yeah.
They'll safely land. So yeah, it would be nice if they had those safeguards like a firewall or something. If this has been breached, then the car pulls over and stops.
Yeah, exactly.
And surely you would think as smart as these people are that somebody's thinking of this kind of stuff.
Well,
Right.
hospitals didn't think of this shit, so.
Well, I mean, it's different with that. I think they should be hacked because they rip us off. But anyways, it also says that Waymo does about 100,000 rides per week now where it's operating between San.
Really?
And I'm like, damn, when they said they were releasing it to the public, they were not kidding.
Yeah.
They're cranking them out. That's between San Fran, Phoenix, and Los Angeles. So, yeah, I mean, again, this conversation, you see it on the Facebook groups, like, oh, Uber's going to replace us. And I'm like, no, Uber's not in the business, not in the car business. Yeah, they're going to try this and whatever. But the only thing that's going to happen, I believe, is they're going to ask us to buy these cars. You know what I mean? And that's what it's going to be. Do you really think Uber is going to have a fleet of, I mean, how many drivers do they say are in the United States? Like,
I don't even know.
I don't even know, but let's say 500,000 just for shits and grins.
Yeah.
They're going to have 500,000 driverless cars because they're not going to be able to keep up the service with, how busy or like how many people need rides. You're going to need those cars.
And these aren't just, regular, $30,000-$40,000 cars.
Yeah.
These are very expensive cars with all the sensors and cameras and all that kind of stuff. And plus, somebody's got to clean them. There's just all sorts of things that can.
I mean, do you think you could put it in? I mean, they've obviously put it in a Chevy Cruze, right?
Yeah.
Or no, that's the name of the company.
That's the name of the company.
I think that's a Bolt, actually. That is a Bolt. It's an EV Bolt. That's my fucking car right now. Sorry. I'm a dumbass at that point. But I mean, my point is, that's a $40,000 car and they're able to do it. So I think they're just putting it in Jaguars just because
yeah, but how much does that technology cost?
Well, no, on top of the car. Yeah, it's probably another $100,000.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I feel like when they have that much money, they're going to be buying them.
You think?
They're going to be if they buy a certain amount of them, I could see that, just like look at rentals now. They're teamed with Hertz or who Lyft is teamed with one of them as well in certain cities. They probably get a discount. So I could see them probably adding some to their fleet. Oh, yeah. They've got the money to do it.
Yeah, I can see a mixed bag. I can't see them totally going like, that's it. Everyone's done driving. Like, we're done.
But how many drivers can afford those cars?
Well, no.
If they are, just say they're 100,000.
Yeah, nobody.
Well, I never thought I'd see people ride sharing a Tesla. When they first came out, we all joked about that.
Yeah.
I never thought people would pay fucking $200-$300 a week on a regular basis to do ride share.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money. You got to be in a fantastic market.
Yeah.
To make that work. It's fine if your car goes down for a week or whatever. And like, that's fine. that's no problem at all. But if you're down for 3-4 months, I mean, holy smokers.
Yeah.
I'd never thought I'd see that. But yeah, I think we'll see a mixed bag. Because obviously, like Gabe, like in the suburbs of Grand Rapids or Wayland or Dorr, you really think they're gonna have a fucking driverless car down there? No, they're gonna have
no. They you know what? They can have them in Grand Rapids here and there, just a few. And when you get those long requests from the casino, they can send those down there.
or a $97 trip from here to Chicago.
Yeah,
let that fucking driverless car take
there
them.
you go. Let them have it.
Yeah, they give them all those
fuckers. All right, Gabe, Lyft celebrates National Dog Day with the launch.
Oh yeah,
I think it was yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, Lyft is now up with Uber. They offer the pet option, and riders pay a $4 fee on top of their upfront price. And they say that drivers will receive the full fee for every pet ride, because they know that it's a big thing. I see a lot of people that travel with their dogs here in my city, more than what I saw in Grand Rapids. So, I see it as another way to earn money. And it's actually, now that I think about it, we were talking about it earlier. I think it's a great thing because it gives that extra money that, your driver's not making.
Yeah.
Off the fare. So.
Well, Larry takes dogs all the time, whether it's pet or not. So he's part of the problem.
We don't have Uber Pet here.
Well, charge him $4. Hey, listen, if you were in a big city, this would be $4 extra. Give me $4.
I take Facebook Pay, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. $4 before you put your dog in the car.
Is there anything different than the feature that Uber offers, or is it just literally the same thing?
It's literally the same thing.
It's like always. One of them, they copy each other in some way.
Yeah, except for during the launch period, they'll receive special promotions and discounts when they adopt a pet from a participating shelter.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that is cool.
So I do like that they're working with local shelters. So
yeah, that's super.
But it says right now that they can only bring one cat or dog along for the ride.
Cat? Fuck that. I'm not putting a cat in my car.
Yeah. And it says, and they said that the pet must either be in a carrier, on the owner's lap, on a blanket, or at their feet.
So pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
But they have to bring the blanket.
That's true. That's a good point.
So
well, what are you gonna do? You're arguing with somebody for $4 because they put their dog on.
Yeah, I keep a blanket in my trunk
every time. It's for dead bodies. Stop saying it's for the dogs.
I didn't say it was for the dogs. I said I keep a blanket in my trunk. I did not specify what that was for.
I don't want to be witness to this conversation because Larry is my buddy, and I don't.
We'll edit this part out.
Yes.
All right, so moving on the court. Oh no, that's you, Larry. My bad. What? I apologize.
Get off my story, boy.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, over in New Zealand back in 2022, these 4 Uber drivers filed suit, and the court actually ruled in their favor and granted them workplace protections such as their employee benefits like leave entitlements, minimum wage, holiday pay. Of course, Uber appealed the decision in June 2023, but as of a few days ago, the appeal was dismissed. So this ruling, it says now only applies to these 4 drivers because there's only one that filed suit. But you can see what road this is going down over in New Zealand. It's just looks like it's just going to be a matter of time before they declare them as employees, not independent contractors. As we see happening, this kind of battles going on in so many markets. We see it all the time.
Yeah.
You see it a lot in honestly, when they share those screenshots for California, I kind of get jealous where I'm like,
what do you mean for the what?
The insurance.
Oh yeah.
When they get their insurance pay, and I'm like, fuck, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, the fucked up part of that is they're just getting the money. No one's using that for insurance.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the shitty part. Like, that's where Prop 22 is kind of like, okay, you're getting extra money, but it should be used for insurance. It's like, but it's not. They're
They're
not
using it to pay their $375 lease on their Tesla for that week.
used.
Hey, I saw one. It was like an extra $900 added on. You could get your insurance.
$900 for the week.
Yeah, you can get your insurance and that.
Well, that's the thing. You would do that because you're responsible, but most people are like, "Oh, sweet, an extra $900. I'm going to the titty bar."
Straight to the Rocky game.
Oh, God.
Good old Rocket game.
So I wanted, Janet sent me this story, and this was kind of, it was kind of her send off a little bit, not send off, but like, so she sent the article about the court ruling, and says I understand what action her contract or employee recognition is trying to achieve. For me, I read every word of the contract with Uber when I started, which is absolutely amazing. And it was good at the start, but it was laid out to expect, and expectations proved to be true. So I worked hard out I'm trying to read. I'm not a good reader, and she, nothing against Janet, but now I'm reading this. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right. So I worked hard out while it was good and ran what Uber paid me as, quote in quotes, my business. I could have paid myself wages, holiday pay, sick leave, but just chose to add it all to the bank. As the environment changed and income was less, I reassessed, kept my eyes and mind open, decided that things had changed, and it was time to stop beating a dead horse, and saw it was time to get out, as I could no longer see it improving, not worth wasting my time and bleeding money. She says, I'm closing my business as private work. We do not have shopping delivery work like you guys have, and was also not enough to sustain my desired income on a regular basis to the level it was at the start of 2019. The philosophy, if it's not working for you, don't moan about it. Get out and find something better. For me, that is retirement, enjoying the garden, needing to work on some health issues, and loving contact with family and friends, along with my, what is that word? Supernation? I don't know what that word is, Janet. You're too smart. I am now a kept woman with an awesomely, lovingly younger husband. No kids or animals to worry about, as we are free to go here and there at a whim and a fancy. Sorry, the picnic didn't make my list this year. I love keeping in contact with a group and love the many memories I have stored. Without you, without you, I wouldn't have had the excess I gained. I would like to have got back up to a 5-star, 100%, but think 4.97%, 9,378 trips in 4.5 years was a pretty good achievement. So sorry I slaughtered that a little bit, Janet, but
her pension.
Yeah, it's her pension. That's what
her pension. What did I mean?
Supernation. I mean,
it's
a pension.
It means pension.
It's
Gotcha. Okay.
Superannuation.
Yeah, it's a weird word. I don't know if I've ever read that in my life.
I'm
But anyway,
not.
so yeah, she that's good. You're right. If it's not working for you, find something else.
Yeah, we've always stressed that. It comes and goes, and sometimes it's time to just do something else.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think Gabe, really, it's kind of an enigma if you think about it. Because a lot of people do it full time, but a lot of people aren't able to do it successfully. And again, it is market specific. I think, Gabe, if you were stuck in Grand Rapids, I think you would struggle a lot more than where you are right now.
Yeah, but I don't know how much has changed in the last 2.5 years, but out of the 8.5, 6 of that was over in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, I mean, during the pandemic, it was fine, but ever since the pandemic ended, you know what I mean? Things have just, I mean, they changed the rules on DoorDash. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of that stuff has changed, as you know. So,
yeah.
I mean, maybe you would, but I don't know if you'd make the money that you would over here. But it's just, going back to hey, if it's not working for you, move on. Don't just do it because you feel like you're locked in this hole.
Right.
Uber hell, and you have to do it. And that's the problem. You get this fucking rental. It's the only car you have. Now you're not. That's why they do that. It's like, It's like they're trying to keep you locked into the system.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I
you just have to learn the game and play the game better than them. And it's always changing, right? It changes from, everyone's like every year, like last year it was really good, or the year before it was really good. It's like now it's down to knowing your market, knowing when like I caught on that it surges, right? When the college kids are here. When the college kids are not here, that damn thing does not surge.
Yeah. You gotta learn the patterns.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing you mentioned, the college kids. If you're in a college town, like
That helps tremendously. I'm so
Tremendous.
happy the college kids are back. I love it when the college kids.
You
know,
guys are
back
like
here.
two kids in a candy store. You're like, yay, give me them
College kids.
Hey, I tell them too when they get that first couple week. I'm like, man, I'm glad y'all are back. It's good to see y'all.
Well, it's funny because like when they leave, I'm like, yes, traffic goes down.
yeah,
There's
nice
not
and
so
great.
much pedestrian. I'm like,
Mhm.
fuck yes. And then like July is a little rough.
Yeah.
June, you still have stragglers, right? And then you get in July and you're like, damn. And then you're into the first part of August and you're like, fuck,
It's a
man.
ghost
You're,
town, right?
you're working harder and having to get smarter
Mhm.
on when you drive. And then it's like they start dwindling in and you're like, oh, we're back to normal. So
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I miss that. You know, we talked about when they took away the multiplier, and you know, even Jesper talked about towards the end. You know, when he was still driving, you just miss that little bit of adrenaline, and which you guys kind of get. You know, the kids come back, and you know, your first Thirsty Thursday, and you're like, damn, this app's popping. You know what I mean? That's the part I miss about gig work.
yeah, like even the food deliveries, like when we had that storm, that rain a couple days ago, and all the college kids are back, like that Uber map was so red.
Oh yeah.
Like the whole city of Ann Arbor was covered, and then the part of Ipsy, and I'm just like, yes.
For sure. All right, so we're talking like all kinds of driverless car stuff, and Waymo wants to pick up your child. They say that the Waymo, the Alphabet subsidiary, is considering a subscription program that would let teens hail one of its cars solo and send pickup and drop off alerts to parents. In a survey, Waymo referred to the program as Waymo Teen and floated prices ranging from $150 to $250 per month for up to 16 rides. So, you know, we kind of have Uber Teen right now, which I have turned off. Ages 13 through 17.
Same.
I had mine on.
Oh, you have yours on?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I like this. I think this is better. I think I'd probably be more comfortable with a driverless car with my daughter than a driver. I honestly, because you take the predator out of it, right? You take the creeper part out of that, and that's why I think it's going to be successful. I mean,
I can see that.
$250 a month for 16 rides. I mean, that's a fair price. You know, if you know, a family that has good money, makes good money, that's nothing to them.
Right.
Yeah, as long as they, I don't know how these operate. I'm assuming they lock the doors after the people get in, because you'd hate for it to, like I said, some perv standing on the corner sees a kid in a car with no driver sitting at a stoplight, and he hops in.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some cons, but like I think a pro is like not worrying about a driver. Like, yeah, okay, we background checked him. Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree 100% with that.
I mean, if I knew, I'd be like, hey, how's the car gonna get jacked? It's fucking locked, bro. I mean, unless they like, he's always fucking with me. I'm gonna kick his ass. You better come to the picnic, Miguel.
Oh, that's Miguel.
That's Miguel. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it could get carjacked, but in my head, the second the glass breaks, if they break into it, the car just shuts down. Like there's, with the technology, there is no carjacking. Yeah, I guess he could take the child out of there at that point. But I mean, we're talking like an extreme.
Take the child, leave the car.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, what carjacker is going to take the child? Like, fuck
that's when the rocket launcher comes up out of the trunk and turns and shoots.
Right. Every once in a while, I'm sure you've seen the stories where a carjacker does steal the car and there's a fucking kid back there. I'm like,
yeah,
don't you do a scan before and look in the back before you take, like, you're just like, fuck it, I'll just roll the dice.
Hey, sometimes the criminals are not the sharpest crayons in the box.
I guess not. But anyways, back to the story. I think it's good. I think I would be comfortable with that because honestly, like, how much you got to cart your freaking kids around, like back in the day, like damn, bro. Like when Avery got her license, it was the best thing ever. And then it was in the shop for 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, this is for the birds, man. Bringing her to work, bringing her to dance, doing all this shit. I'm like, oh, Yvette, I cannot wait to get her car fixed.
Oh, yeah.
But so I think I would use this if I could, afford it. And if it was in my area personally, because I would never send her with just a rando. Like, come on. That'd be crazy. I mean, once they're older, 18, 19, okay, that's different. But 13, oof, I don't know about that. So, you guys just stopped talking, and I was like, what the fuck? What are we doing? Oh, Octopus. I lost where's my goddamn slide? Okay, there we go.
Oh man, this dark mode's got you all messed up.
It does.
Dude.
I love it, but like it was just funny, you guys. I usually like add a little something at the end while I'm looking for a slide. You guys both just went quiet.
Yeah, see, it's got me messed up too because my background is like outer space, so it like just blends in because mine's
really
black background on my computer screen.
Mine's not in black mode on mine.
Oh, it's not.
It's individual setting on it.
Yeah, on my phone it was, but on my computer it's not.
Where's the settings on it?
Hell if I know.
General. Oh yeah, if you go to general,
yeah,
lighter dark, Larry said they just added it today because I just put this together yesterday and it was white as can be, and I go to log in, I was like, damn. Anyways,
yeah, mine asked me when I logged in, do you want to try dark mode?
Hey, we all love the dark.
Once
you go dark, you never go back.
That's
okay,
what they say.
So the last episode I left the Octopus ad in, so I like cut it out for the people for the Patreon, but it was so long and had so much conversation in there. I'm like this one. I'm gonna have to leave it in. We gotta be ad focused. Anyways, Octopus tablet. If you haven't heard of it, you can get a tablet. You can put it in your car. People can play games, do trivia, yada yada. You make up to $100 a month when you drive full time. It's a free tablet, very interactive, very driver focused, and you should have it. If you don't, you're a dick. Okay. Moving on, Gabe.
Pistachios. Wonderful pistachios.
Are delicious.
They are using Uber and Lyft to do their marketing and promotions. They're gonna target 6 U.S. markets and will span billboards and digital placements, including Wi-Fi sponsorship at airports, transit stations, national parks, and more. And they're going to do 80 car wraps on Uber and Lyft vehicles. I don't know how I'd feel with my car being fucking bright green.
Yeah, I like that color though.
I do too.
Yeah, I had
with
some
a hand of pistachios on it.
Yeah, I kind of like it. I think when sometimes those wraps are really sharp, and they do a good job with them. I like the color.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'd want it on there forever, but yeah, I think that looks really cool.
Well, it's only going to be in high traffic areas. And they'll operate for more than 40 hours a week. Driving around.
Is this are they going to like ask some drivers to do it, or they have specific?
Probably.
Yeah.
They have like a sign up
drivers or something.
Yeah, they'll have them sign up, and like I've seen it where people have like, I've come across them, and they're like, how many hours do you drive a week? What platforms do you drive for? Okay, well, this is how much we'll give you, and we're going to wrap your car. And then I'm like thinking about I use my car not just for work. Like, I don't know if I want that on my car everywhere I go.
I mean, depending on the money. You guys remember I did that wrap. I don't know. Did I ever take pictures of it? I literally had it on for like a week. It started peeling off.
I don't ever remember seeing pictures.
I don't remember.
It was Amazon. It was an Amazon ad. And it was on for a week, started peeling off. Then I started having a conversation with the wrap company. I don't even remember the name of it.
Yeah.
But they ended up like we because I wanted the money. I wanted to do it. Like I was doing it for the freaking money. So I think we split the difference of what it would be, and then they paid me a little bit more to like just rip it off. So then I just ripped it off. But I was gonna do it. I was like, why won't I? I don't care. I don't care what I don't know if I do my new car.
Well, this one says they're using about 80 drivers in 6 major markets.
Okay.
So it's gonna be Atlanta, Boston, Dallas, Denver, Detroit, and Philadelphia.
So I might see that damn car.
Yeah.
Detroit. Hey man, no one's asking though, how much do these fucking pistachios must cost if there's no shell on them? They're pre-shelled. They got to be a fortune.
And they're snack size, like what did it say, 2.5-ounce bags?
Yeah, but there's no shells on them, so you can just like throw them back like regular peanuts. This shit's got to be expensive.
Probably.
Damn, they must have a lot of money. They've done ads like with Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg.
Snoop, yeah.
Snoop.
You know Snoop ain't cheap. Did y'all see how much he got paid for the Olympics? For doing the Olympics?
How much?
He was a commentator. He got paid $500,000 every day.
Damn.
He made $6 million.
I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah, he would do like a commentary every day. He'd hang out with like a different he was with the track team one night or the volleyball team. And
okay.
Yeah, he'd do little commentaries and stuff. But
I'm in the wrong line of work.
$500,000 a day.
I mean, he's a straight up celebrity. Like, does anyone even look at him as a musician anymore? Like, he's not even a musician. Like, when's the last time he actually put something out?
Well, yeah, I know they did. I think he did sing like at the.
Yeah, he will, but I'm just saying, like, when's the last time he put out an album?
You don't think of him as a musician anymore.
And I'm not hating on the guy for that.
No,
I'm just saying he's pretty much just a celebrity at this point. You know.
Well, he's earned it.
He's earned it.
He had his own cooking show with Martha.
With Martha, yeah, him and Martha are tight.
Oh yeah, they're both criminals. Anyways, no, what was the joke? Two people here, one of us is a felon, and it was Martha, not Snoop. I don't know if he's ever even been to jail, honestly.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think that's like kind of he's been like this hardcore rapper, but I don't think he's ever been to jail, which is hilarious. Man, Miguel, cut and uncut, they don't discriminate. Yep, like penises, they don't discriminate.
Oh no, Snoop Dogg. After high school, he was in and out of prison for several years before he got a career in hip hop.
Yeah, but did he get a felony though? It was probably.
If he was in prison. He probably was.
Yeah, that's true. Huh? I swear that was the joke. That one of these two has a felony, and it's not me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Martha. Shitty bitch. Okay. What are we at? 49 minutes. Okay. Well, this one should bring up a discussion, so I'll just throw this up there. Basically the screenshot doesn't matter, just your ass. It kind of
that's me in my picture.
Yeah. Oh my God,
that's Gabe's picture.
That's not my picture, but that's what I do.
Circle that. So she goes, I had a pin on a arrival code. I got to the customer's house and she didn't want to give me the pin. I asked her several times and she closed the door on me. I'm standing out in front of the house right now and she refuses to give me the pin. Anytime I ask, she says she's going to call DoorDash, something is missing. Well, hey, dumbass, you're not supposed to give them that. Like, he's getting roasted in Reddit.
Yeah, you don't give them the food before they give you the pin. I mean,
like we said, a low bar of entry into gig work, but if you want to make money, you got to use your brain. And part of like the pin is like, give me the pin and I'll give you the food. It's pretty simple.
It's like alcohol, right? Deliveries or where you need that, where they're like, okay, here, I'll take it. Your hands are full, and then I'll give you my ID. And I'm like, no, here, give me your ID. Once I look at it, I see these, I'm like, okay, now you can take it, and then I put it in. So.
Well, I typically, when I did alcohol, I would always set it on the ground, like between my legs, and then I would have my hands free. Like you can't even say my hands are full. Like I'm gonna need your ID, but it's just. How stupid are you? The fucking pin, like, God dang it, idiot. Let's skip this next one, Larry. Let's.
I know why you gave that one to me.
Yeah, well, hey, I gotta give it to somebody.
And
I
see how you are.
Gabe's on here. He's the victim. So this is a video of a driver, and a flex driver, no less. And
I'm gonna tell you this. I pulled this up and I was like, what the
Oh, me too. Yeah, same.
It's kind of so we'll watch it and discuss. Here we go. Okay, I think it plays it again. So he basically sticks his hand down his pants. He hears the camera go off. Those scare the shit out of me, by the way. Those little bird ones.
Yeah.
Like it whistles and like
Mhm.
we're recording and it startles me. And so he realizes it, sticks his hand down his pants. Now I'm not saying on the outside of his underwear. It's way down there, right, Gabe?
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
he's
yeah.
doing the thinger dinger. And then he like puts it in his mouth. He doesn't actually touch his mouth, but I'm like, clearly it was a joke, hopefully.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I don't even know why you would make that as a joke.
That seems like assault or something.
Like
That seems
my
like a
eyes
crime.
have been assaulted.
yeah,
Like it's not even
exactly.
funny
No,
Yeah,
it's not
no, it's
funny.
not funny. Yeah, it's not
because you
it's
see
not
and you're
funny.
like, oh,
You know that dude got fired because they're like, okay, so he does that. He didn't actually like whatever. But he still got his hands down there, and then he's going to go deliver the rest of his packages. Why couldn't
Yeah,
it be a DSB driver? Why did it have
yeah.
to be a flex driver?
He was like he was
Oh,
elbow deep in
elbow.
them drawers.
He was shoulder deep in that.
On Flex when you sign on and you close out, and then there's all those alerts. It's gonna be like, do not dig in your pants when you're doing a delivery.
If you notice the camera, don't stick your hand in the
Yeah,
pants.
if you
Yeah,
notice the
wait till you get
camera.
back in your car at least. Oh my god.
Yeah, because they have like what to do if you encounter a dog
Yeah.
or this or that or not speeding or to drive safe. There's thunderstorms. It's gonna be like if you encounter a camera, do not dig in your pants.
Yeah, if you got a wedgie, wait till you get back in your car to take care
I don't
of
even
it.
think that was a wedgie.
No, I don't either. I
No.
don't know what that was.
No, he needs a fucking belt. That's what he needs. He had too easy access to get down there. It didn't take him like more than a half second to jam his hand down there.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
Lord.
that was disgusting.
Yeah, I thank you. I pulled that up and I was like, why would this bitch give me this?
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
just
just
wanted you
like
to have to look at
he gave me the poop, get paid to shit every day. And I'm like,
Yeah, I would say it would be random, but it's not true.
It's not. We know that.
All right, Larry, big fine for Uber, which makes me happy.
Oh, yeah. So let's see. So over in Europe, the EU, they have much tighter data restrictions and
Yeah,
security
they have tighter
restrictions
everything over there. What?
than we have.
What? What? That's not what I meant.
that's what she said.
I didn't mean that. You're sick, Larry. Come on, man.
Oh God, my daughter's watching this and she's like awkward moment.
We're sorry, Morgan. We're sorry for Jason and his dirty mind.
You started laughing. I wasn't even on screen. I hear you chuckling, so I had to come back to the screen. You ass. Anyways.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, Uber's facing a fine of $347 million after improperly transferring driver data from the EU to the US, and one of the largest penalties levied under the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation. Is imposed for they accused Uber of failing to properly safeguard European drivers' personal data while transferring it to the United States. Uber since seized the practice. So a lot of big companies will do that. They'll have servers all over the world. They'll keep this for safety's sake. They'll keep their information spread across different data centers across the world instead of having it in one data center. Because if something happened to that data center, we got hit by a bomb, earthquake, something, then all that's going to be gone. So that's not an uncommon practice. But like I said, the EU has very strict rules about what you can do and what you can't do with customers' data over there. That's one of the things that I studied a lot about when I was taking my my security test a few years ago. So yeah, this is it sounds like a pretty big deal, a pretty big fine to us. I mean, Uber's got a decent amount of money, so it's probably not going to hurt them too bad. But anyway, it's something that, again, they have to worry about around the world because everybody's got different laws, different regulations that they have to follow.
I don't understand Gary's comment. It's the same company though. It isn't like they're sending it to another company.
I think it's during the transfer though.
Right.
Like
It was
what?
during the transfer that they didn't have. It says they moved the data without the use of transfer tools, so it doesn't. They're not spelling out exactly how it was done. And
Okay.
again, it can be a couple reasons. It could be they were transferring without this, certain protection that they require, or it could be that they were told that has to stay within the European Union. I don't ever trust what the article says because
Yeah,
a lot of times they don't
it's like
know.
50% true every article
Yeah.
you read.
Yeah.
But I do know that, like I said, the EU does have just much tighter restrictions on things than we have over here in the United States, for sure.
Gary's
Like
like,
a
"You're gonna tax it over?" Probably.
And just posted it on a billboard.
Something like that. Freaking idiots.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, and the largest fine ever, which in a similar situation was by Meta. No surprise.
Yeah.
Facebook in 2023 for very similar violation.
Did they actually lose some of the data from like driver's information, or they just got caught doing what
they just got caught doing it. Yeah, no, I don't. It never said anything about the data getting compromised in any way or lost or anything like that. But
I think it was just a possibility of
yeah,
it.
the
They
fact
didn't
that
have
they did it, the safeguards in place that they're supposed
they
to.
didn't have the protection set up,
Interesting.
because I think it was the kind of data, because the data included account details, taxi licenses, as well as location data, photos, payment details, identity documents, in some cases even criminal and medical data of drivers. So, it was a
crazy.
lot of
That's a lot.
They don't have my medical data.
Right.
yeah.
Well, what I was saying before you made a funny laugh at my comment is that they're strict over there with a lot of things, like their food, like half the shit we eat here.
Oh yeah, they
don't
won't
even
allow
sell
over there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
That's
so
exactly right.
that was what I was trying to make before I said something.
Yeah, I mean they're the reason that everything's going to USB-C. Yeah.
Thank God, by the way.
Oh yeah, you got
Are we
12 different.
finally done with Apple having a 7 different? Oh fuck!
It'll take a while for them.
I know.
You
It
got these
will.
people that have these iPhone 7s,
Yeah.
which is still working on Lyft, by the way, even though they told me it would not.
They're probably not going to support it anymore. Meaning they're not going to add like when.
Well, that's not what they said. That is not what they said. I took a screenshot of it. It said, as of August 24th, you will not be able to use this phone.
Well,
you're going to be in the middle of a ride, and it's just gonna.
It might, yeah. I'll get some unicorn, $250 ride to Nashville.
Did you get another phone or no?
Well, in the process, I did get one, but it was supposed to be unlocked, and it didn't appear to be unlocked, so I sent it back. But I think it was AT&T's fault and the problem. So I'm moving from AT&T over to Mint Mobile.
Nice. All right,
So,
last article. We should have bumped this one earlier because it's kind of interesting to talk about. So they, Uber's little brother, Lyft, started the rider verification program. Obviously, the big cities, the riders will now see a verification badge next to their profile, indicating that Lyft confirmed they're using their legal name to ensure riders who they claim to be. They're using a third-party database to cross-check personal information. So it's pretty much the same. But one thing when I was reading it, it says, however, drivers can still choose to accept the rides without badges, but Lyft warns on its website that riders without them may experience longer ETAs and pickup time. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
That they're letting them know, hey, they're, especially in those shady areas, they're going to be, drivers probably be like, fuck this, I'm not taking them.
So we're not gonna get rides from like Jesus or Little Hot Asian anymore. They'll actually.
Well, you'll get one from Jesus, but it'll be Jesus.
Yeah.
But
I'm just wondering. I mean, has Uber, is that rolled out nationwide yet? They're verified. Does anybody know?
I've had them on all of mine.
I see. I don't pay attention whatsoever. So I don't think this would affect.
Yeah, it has like a little green check and it says verified.
Well, it says that currently the Uber one is in 15 cities. So
what's in mine?
Okay.
Well, it's Detroit, so you're probably thrown into that.
Yeah.
Atlanta, Chicago, Detroit, Miami. I don't think I've seen it here. The earlier rides I took this summer.
I don't know when it gets here, I don't know. I don't know if I don't pay much attention to the ratings. So I don't know if I'd pay much attention to the verified or not.
I used to pay attention to ratings so much, and now I don't know why I don't look at them anymore. I don't know if it's not as a big deal, or I don't know, but we used to get some crazy ones earlier.
Yeah, I just at first I did, and then I picked up some people that had pretty low ratings. I'm like, they were perfectly fine, and you know, like I said, it's not like we have a just back-to-back business here. So I'm like, until I run into somebody and I see firsthand that they're a dick, I'm gonna pick them up, but
I can't say I don't look at it, but like I guess in recent times in the last year or two, it hasn't really like popped out to me where I'm like, oh God, I'm not taking this person. But I know what you're saying.
I think I've like at first when we saw it, when I first, years and years ago, I was like, oh no, I'm not taking that. But then like, Larry said, I've took one. I was like, I just want to see, like, I want to see if they're awful. Like, why do they have this rating? Right.
Yeah.
And then they get in and I'm like, they were absolutely fine. They even tipped. Like, why do they have, but you recall that we had this conversation years ago where a lot of drivers in New York or those big cities, if people didn't tip, would go in and rate them lower.
Mm-hmm.
And, and you don't have to take that many rides to have your rating screwed.
Right.
So
Gary says, I don't know why they just don't ask the passenger to scan their barcode on their ID. For what? For the verification? I mean, it's probably because that's, what is interesting barcode? What is Amazon scanning? Like what data, like how are they able to get, is there data that's not, well, I guess it's not private, right? Because it's on their fucking license on the front. Is that, it's just interesting that that's how they check you in.
See, and I went and I did a route and she entered in it manually. She like looked at my picture and then looked at the temp just to make sure that they had the same information. And then she was like, okay. And then she typed in, I think my license number.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they can override it. I just think their general rule is that you need it. So you don't have somebody being shady, right? Like basically saying, I'm not who, you've not been background checked or yada, yada. But he means during sign up. Yeah, I don't know why people don't use that more often. I don't think I've had anyone to verify anything asked to scan. Like if I'm signing up for something, like, I mean, I've had to take a picture of it. So maybe I guess that's essentially the same thing. You're taking a picture of the front and the back, but they're not actually like scanning it like a thing. So I only has your information. You only have my information?
It has. It only has your information.
Oh, it only has. Sorry.
It's probably like it populates. It's the same thing like Instacart, right? I scan the barcode and then the next screen pops up and it has the name filled out, the date of birth, the expiration. Already populated.
Like in my head, it seems like it's shady, but it's only pulling the information that's on the front of the license, just data grabbing it instead of them looking at it manually. It's just boom, that's who it is.
Yeah, like it auto fills it in instead of you having to like
more
Uber's
efficient.
When Uber's fails and I have to be like, okay, and then I'm doing the wheel trying to get to the year and the day.
The wheel.
And I'm like, or you pull it just right on the iPhone and then the screen goes down and then you're like, oh shit, and then you like pull it back up.
You're like, come on. What is this, 1975? Like, come on.
I had it. That's what I had that delivery for a box of booze and he just was like, oh, the wheel, huh? And I'm like, yep. I'm like, let me get to your month.
Right. Gary says when you do alcohol delivery for DD and you scan. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I just didn't really, it just seemed weird. Like, what data are you pulling off there? Are you pulling my driving record?
No.
Anyways, well, that was a good show. A lot of good information, a lot of good stuff happening in Lyft apparently. And if you want a pistachio wrapped car, that's exciting too. Yeah. Any closing thoughts? What did you learn today, Larry?
Oh, I learned that people need to come to our picnic.
Oh God, you didn't write. I didn't write that. See, I'm Ron Burgundy, so I use a different rundown for Gabe because his name's already in here.
It doesn't have the picnic on it.
It didn't, and I even said I said, "Oh, it doesn't have the picnic," and then I immediately went up to like, "Oh, I don't have any stories from the road." Then ADD scrolled right out of that fucker and not put it in there.
Something shiny, and it just.
Yep. So come to
All
the
it takes.
picnic September 14th. It's getting to be another out of town banger as people keep adding that they're coming. So
That's right.
it's gonna be so fun. Did you invite Yogi? Yogi, who's Yogi?
Oh, Traveler's coming.
Traveler's coming.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe that. Traveler's coming. Seth is coming. Is John coming?
Yep.
John's
For
coming.
sure.
Seth's
Okay.
coming.
Yeah.
Gabe's. Well, I mean, he's not.
Tom's
traveling.
coming.
Who?
Tom.
Tom's coming. Frank
And
it's not
Frank's
cousin?
cousin.
Yep.
What? What'd you say?
His cousin.
Oh, I thought Larry said something like the word hot. I don't know.
No, that was not me.
What? Larry, jeez, bro.
Look, the one
Keep
who
it
was
on the-
perving on his mom. Come
Hey,
on, we know
I'm
who.
still waiting
10
for.
and 2. 10 and
Wait.
2.
I'm trying to think. Larry, did your wife come to one?
Yes. Yeah, a
Must
couple
have
years
missed
ago.
it.
Yeah, that was the year that we went to the fish ladder, and then the dead body showed up. at the
Oh,
fish
that's
ladder.
right. Oh, you vey. I'm trying
Oh.
to see if my wife's working that day.
Miguel's coming.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife's gonna be there. You coming, Miguel? All right. We're gonna have a party. Maybe we'll just go back to the Airbnb. Maybe we won't go to the bar. Maybe we'll just crash your place.
Maybe.
Hey,
I
if
mean-
we get that one, there's a foosball. Like it's
Oh man, it's
it's
nice.
legit game room.
That's dope,
Dude.
dude.
Pool table, ping pong,
Hot tub.
foosball.
I don't know. Seth
Stop
said
with the hot tub. I'm not
Well,
getting in no fucking hot tub with you, all you hairy fucks. Like you're Tom's probably gonna touch my wiener. Gabe. Miguel's gonna punch me in the teeth. Larry's gonna give me COVID. It's gonna be a disaster.
Me, I just had it 3 weeks ago. I'm good. I'm clear.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, guys, thanks for the good time. And as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
And we'll see you on the road and at the picnic.
All right, September 14th. Don't be late.